Well, ladies and gents, it's almost upon us. Monday, the 1st of June, horse racing's back. And yes, do I have one tip or do I have more? It's coming up right after this. Here, welcome back to my racing channel. Good to see you all again. I know it's a wee bit later in the day, but I did say to you that I would do the video, have a good look at the races for tomorrow, because that's what it's all about. It's all about Newcastle tomorrow. 10 races. It's good to have it back. Hope you've all been staying safe, staying healthy, and I hope you've been enjoying the weather as well, just like what I have. But Newcastle racing tomorrow. I have one tip for you. One. It's been so difficult having a look at all the races, which I have done thoroughly. As I've always said, do your homework. Do your homework. More times than not, you'll get winners or you'll get placed horses. If you think you'll just go into it saying, oh, there's Frankie Dettori and there's John Gordon, they're going to win. Sometimes that'll happen, other times it won't. So if you do it this way, which is my way, and the race is the 505 at Newcastle. That's what we're going for, because that's the best race on the card, Class 3. The rest are Class 4s, 5s, 6s. So yeah, we're going to look at this race. Now, if we look at the top 3, Alanak, 2-1 favourite, Ice Pyramid 100 to 30, Good Tidings 72, and it's 91 bar the rest. Now, you probably want to know how many horses could win this race. See if I'm being totally honest with you. Totally honest. Because we don't know how fit any of these are, any of them could win it. Any of them could win it. If you look through the form, you could probably narrow it down to maybe 5. But it's going to depend on who's fit. In a nutshell, who takes to the sand better, the distance, jockey. So 4 or 5 factors in there that you need to put into when you're studying form. So I've looked at this, and we're going to have a look at Alanak first. It's a 1 mile, 4.5 furlongs, and a Class 3 0 to 95, which is pretty competitive if you look at all the overall ratings. 92, 90, 92, 95, 88, 94, 91s. Pretty competitive. We'll look at Alanak, the favourite. And what I first do, always check the sire, etc. See the Moon, not a bad horse in Germany. Alzu, now I've had a look at Alzu. His form's okay. It's okay. Now, the last time Alanak ran was, as you can see there, 23rd of September 2019 at Kempton, which is on the sand. Over 1 mile, 3 furlongs, which is a furlong and a bit longer tomorrow. And if we look at the running of it, it's won it pretty cosily. 4.5 lengths it's won this race by. Was it a good race? My opinion, no, not really. It's won it by 4.5 lengths. And then the rest, if you look at it, 77 overall rating, 79 overall rating, 46 overall rating, 68 overall rating, where its hits rating was 85. So it's head and shoulders above the rest of the horses in that field. Hence the reason that day it was 64 favourite. So, yeah, it's won it cosily. Deservedly so won it. Oisin Murphy on it. Sir Michael Stout, who I've already said is one of my favourite trainers. But again, it's a race that you would expect it to win if you read the form of all the horses. This was the one. It was an absolute stick on, and it did win. by 4.5 lengths. So again, it's going to be how fit it is. That's the nutshell here. It's going to be how fit Alanak is if it's going to win it. We'll go into Ice Pyramid, and again, it's probably similar form. And if we look at Ice Pyramid, New Approach, we all know New Approach, good horse, and Dark Angel, we all know about Dark Angel as well. Well, a lot of us probably do. We look at its all weather. It's had 5 races on it, won twice. It was second once, and third twice. And again, if we go on to that form in 15th of February 2020, which was just before the lockdown, Class 4 in a handicap 0.85 over 1 mile 4.5 furlongs and 98 yards, which is almost exactly the same as what's running tomorrow. And it was at Newcastle. Ice Pyramid, Ben Curtis, they've won that pretty cosily as well, by 5 lengths. Now, if you look at its form, let's take this over here a bit. An overall rating of 85 that day. It had 9 stone 10 on its back. Now, if you look at the rest, it's quite similar to Alanak's race. Groveman 82, so it's running against a decent enough horse. Then you're talking 68, 74, 77, 75s, so you can forget the rest. But it's beat Groveman, which has got an overall rating of 82. That's got an overall rating of 85, and it was carrying £3 more. So that's a pretty good achievement that Ice Pyramid has done there in that race. Certainly not running against the other horses, because you would really expect Ice Pyramid to beat the rest of them, but it's had a little bit of competition in the betting. But when the race is finished, it's won it by 5 lengths. 5 lengths. And if you read it, held up in rear, smooth headway over 3 furlongs out, shaken up to lead 2 out, ridden and went clear final 110 yards comfortably. 1 to 2 on favourite. Again, you would expect it to win it, but it has got decent enough form. If we look at Good Tidings, again, look at the sire, Teofilo. We know about Teofilo. That's last run was December the 13th, 2019. It was in a Class 2, which is 1 grade above what it's running tomorrow, but it ended up 9th of 9. But if we go down to the Class 3 and here at Kempton, granted October of last year, and we look at its form, again it was 1 mile 3 furlongs. This one's longer tomorrow. And if you look at how competitive this race was compared to Alanak's and oh god, what was the other one? Alanak and Ice Pyramid. But we'll click on this one and have a little look. So Good Tidings finished second that day to Just a Man, who had an overall rating of 86, the same as Good Tidings, and only won it by a neck. That's probably the way that should finish. Either way, whether it be Just Man just beating Good Tidings or vice versa. That day, Good Tidings was the favourite at 11.8, and Just a Man won it at 72. 2 horses that were pretty close in the betting and probably were runner-wise pretty close as well. Then you look down to the third, 84 overall rating, fourth, 91 overall rating, 87, 90. So that was a pretty good run by Good Tidings and quite a competitive race. Quite a competitive race. So you probably want to know, what's the one I'm picking? Well, we all know that I like Michael Stout. But is that Alanak going to be fit? If Alanak's fit, it's got every chance of winning it. Every chance of winning it. If it's fit and if it takes to the all weather. Ice Pyramid. If it's fit, it's got a great chance of winning that. It's already run over that course. It's already run the 1 mile 4 and a bit furlongs. It's already won. Good Tidings. Again, if it's fit, it's got a really good chance. A really good chance. So, out of the 3, the tip I'm going to be giving tomorrow, now remember, you don't need to do this on the nose. You can do it each way because there's 12 runners. So you're going to get the first 3. My tip for tomorrow is going to be Ice Pyramid. That's what I fancy tomorrow. And the reason I fancy it tomorrow is it had a run in February. So I would like to think that that's going to be fit. That's the one thing that I take out of this. Its race before was a really good race. I think it will be fit. It's whether Alanak and Good Tidings are going to be fit as well. Now, as I said before at the beginning, that's not to say that the other ones aren't fit. But out of this field of 12, one of the 3, in my opinion, is going to win this race tomorrow. In my opinion. And I think it will be Ice Pyramid. Alright, so that's the tip for tomorrow. Let's hope we can get off to a good start. There would have been more tips, but it's too competitive. It's far too competitive. Let's see how tomorrow goes. Then we'll have a look at Newcastle and Kempton on the Tuesday. So yeah, the 505 at Newcastle tomorrow in the Class 3, which is the best race on the card. The tip for tomorrow is going to be Ice Pyramid. Alright? Yous all, stay cool, stay safe, and let's hope we get a winner, and let's get the channel back on track. Subscribers, any subscribers at all, let's get hitting that button. Let's get hitting the button. There's maybe a load of yous out there waiting to see if this is going to win. And if it doesn't win, you might not hit that button. Hit the button. There's going to be winners on this channel. There's going to be seconds. There's going to be thirds. There's going to be fourths, fifths, sixes. But the majority of the time, they're going to be winners and they're going to be placed. Alright? So that's our tip for tomorrow. 505 Newcastle, Ice Pyramid. Can't wait. Take care. Remember, bet sensibly. Speak to you all soon.